In this video, I am going to simplify these radical expressions using the properties of radicals. Let's start off with the first problem A, which is cube root of negative 27 y to the power 4. In simplifying these types of problems, you should first look at the index of the radical, which is 3 in this case, and try to factor out the perfect cubes. If it were to be 2, the index, we would have factored out perfect squares. If it were to be 4, we would have factored out perfect fourth power. Now, in our case, it's 3, so we are going to try to factor out perfect cubes. 3, so negative 27, by the way, is negative 3 whole cube. Now, y to the power 4, I could write it as y cube times y, because y cube times y is y to the power 4, and y cube is a perfect cube. Now I could break it down into 2 by using this formula. Actually, let me write down the simplified version first, then I will show you the formula. Negative 3 cube y cube times cube root of y. In going from here to here, I have used this formula. Nth root of AB is equal to nth root of A times nth root of B. So I have used this formula to simplify this to get this. Now this one, this term I can't factor it any further, but this one I could simplify further again using this formula. Is going to be cube root of negative 3 whole cube times cube root of y, then times cube root of y cube times cube root of y. Now things do simplify. Cube and cube root are going to cancel out. That's going to give me negative 3. Then cube and cube root is going to cancel out. That's going to give me y, and this term stays as it is, cube root of y. And that's as much as we can simplify, and that's our final answer for this one. Now let me go ahead and simplify b. For b, we have fourth root, so our objective would be to factor out fourth power of something, right? So it's going to be 81 a to the power 5 divided by b to the power 9. Now this I could simplify to this. Remember, 81 is 3 to the power 4, and a to the power 5, I could write it as a to the power 4 times a, divided by b to the power 9. What is the greatest power of b from b to the power 9? We could factor out that is divisible by 4. As it turns out, it is b to the power 8, because 4 goes into 8. b to the power 8 times b is b to the power 9. Now I'm going to use this formula. Nth root of a over b is equal to nth root of a divided by nth root of b, given that the denominator b is not equal to 0. Okay, so this is the quotient rule or division rule for radicals. Now I'm going to use that to simplify this further to fourth root of 3 to the power 4 a to the power 4 times a divided by fourth root of b to the power 8 times b. Now I can further simplify it by using this rule. Nth root of ab is equal to nth root of a times nth root of b. The denominator is going to give me fourth root of b to the power 8 times fourth root of b. And the numerator is going to give me fourth root of 3 to the power 4 a to the power 4 times fourth root of a. Now I could go further and simplify it, and I'm going to get this. Again, I could break it down into 2. That's going to give me fourth root of 3 to the power 4 times fourth root of a to the power 4 times fourth root of just a, divided by this is already there. I could simplify it, but I'll wait until I can simplify all of them. Fourth root of b to the power 8 times fourth root of b. Now look, fourth power and fourth root are going to cancel out. That's going to give me 3 here in the numerator. Fourth power and fourth root are going to cancel out. That's going to give me a, then times fourth root of a, divided by, now fourth root of b to the power 8. So fourth root of b to the power 8 is going to be b to the power 8 to the power 1/4. Remember, fourth root means to the power 1/4. In general, nth root. So if I have nth root of a number a, by definition, that means it's a to the power 1 over n. Now, using the rules for exponent for integer exponents, we can simplify it further. Is going to be b to the power 8 times 1/4, which by the way is b square, because 4 goes into 8 twice. So this is going to give me b square, and then fourth root of b. And as it turns out, that's as much as we can simplify it. So that's the best we can do. Now let me go ahead and simplify the last one, c, which is square root of 36 x to the power 4 y to the power 5 z to the power 6. By using this property repeatedly, I could break it down to square root of 36 times square root of x to the power 4 square root of y to the power 5 square root of z to the power 6. I have just applied this rule repeatedly. So in general, if you have multiple terms under the radicals like this, you could just distribute the radicals to all of them. Now square root of 36 is 6. Square root of x to the power 4 is just x square, because x square 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 root, because x square square is x to the power 4. Like I could write x to the power 4 as x square square. Now this square and square root is going to cancel. That's going to give me x square. Okay, and I'll leave the y in the middle for now, and then z is going to be z cube, because square root of z to the power 6 is square root of z cube square, because 3 times 2 is 6. Now this square root is going to cancel. That's going to give you z cube. Now square root of y to the power 5, I could break it down to square root of y to the power 4 times y, which is the same as square root of y to the power 4 times square root of y. Now as we have done for x, this is going to be just y square this times square root of y. So y square times square root of y. And that's your final answer for this. I hope that this discussion was helpful. Thank you very much.